It is my pleasure to watch this young farmer who contemplates with optimism the future that awaits her, expressing her happiness in the harvest and her happiness in life. This farmer, who embellishes the Iraqi currency, was left to us by a creative, innovative photographer decades ago. An elegant peasant woman from Mosul city holding the wheat of gold and contemplating the horizon, carrying the harvest of a season of fatigue, toil and waiting. A photograph that inspires smiles, optimism, and reminds us the importance of this profession. This photo of him, in addition to embellishing a banknote, is itself a very beautiful historical document. Our topic today is photographer Lateef Al Ani, who died 2 years ago at the age of 90s after a journey spanning 70 years with the camera. The photographer was born in 1932, and his beginnings in the world of photography date back to a very young age. His photographic beginnings were here in Al Mutanabbi Street, in the Nissan Photography Studio, where he learned the first basic principles of photography. Then in 1953, he worked as a trainee photographer with the Iraqi Oil Company. After completing numerous training courses, he joined the photography unit of the company's Ahl al-Naft magazine. He was part of the photography unit of the Iraq Petroleum Company and was tasked with taking photos of the country's modernization and industrial transformation, which took him on a journey as a photographer. He even had the ability to take aerial photos of archaeological sites via the oil company's helicopter. And from the 60s, he entered the world of fame with his beautiful images, locally and internationally. His photos have reached many countries, photos that spoke of optimism, hope, and a promising future. Al Ani experienced the monarchy and its kings, the republic and its presidents and officers, and recorded with his works important periods of modern Iraqi history. He liked to treat black and white as if he were convinced that these two colors were the basics of the art of photography. His photos were of high professionalism and precision, with a creative style and a unique photographic philosophy. He photographed Iraq from north to south and east to west, recording the economic development that took place in the country without neglecting the natural aspect and agricultural life in Iraq. He also photographed archaeological sites, sciences, location, and many aspects of social life. Al Ani stopped taking photos in the 1980s due to the complex measurements and procedures and the closure of public places in front of the camera lens. Then the curtain fails on the photographer until he returns to the forefront at the beginning of the 2000th century through his participation in numerous international exhibitions and the obtaining of numerous important awards. What joy I had to see a film dedicated to the life of the photographer at the French Institute in Baghdad, followed by a conference in which I participated. The film was about his life and the places he frequented. In fact, he died shortly after the end of the film. This means that he was filming while he was in his last days of life, as if he wanted to document his life and that of his beautiful camera, his partner. When he got tired, the whole team stopped working while waiting for his health to improve. It's beautiful that a person becomes attached to an object. Sometimes this attachment becomes as strong as that with people. This camera accompanied him through his life, from his childhood to his old age, until his last breath. He kept his companion and did not sell it when it broke. He waited until it was repaired by a private company and with the efforts of his friends, because the old cameras have become antiques and no one knows how to repair them anymore. According to him, he feels comfortable working with his camera because it gives him freedom. When the photographer wants to take a photo, he looks down and not towards the person he wants to photograph. He puts his camera upon his chest and looks at the camera and takes the photo, so it does not attract the attention of the person being photographed or disturb him with the eyes of the bold lens. He held on to it until the inevitable goodbye, until he finally parted with it, until this camera became as if it were our spiritual connection to our photographer. We rely on his vision to enjoy the beauty of memory, especially when his fingerprints covered it. The camera is made in Germany. Its name is Rolleiflex, a well-known brand in its name, as if the manufacturer made it to dedicate it to him, so that Al Ani would dry the beautiful shots and put them into images, in with a view to immortalizing them in memory, as if they were leaves of a rose left in a lover's book, or like fragrant bay leaves. Through his small rectangle in the camera lens, he was able to introduce us to his beautiful world, a memory through which we evoke the recent past in a photo session. In a rainy day, under the lime trees, the photographer tried to capture a happy moment, while he created for us a nostalgia as big as the desert. The beautiful farmer still makes a silent smile in me, adjusting my daily mood and making me feel that on this earth there are always people who have waited and are waiting for the beauty of harvest, and that life, as it has its drawbacks, has also her beauty, like the smile of this confident farmer, like her looks which reach the golden horizon, as beautiful as the color of her wheat. Goodbye to the wonderful woman from Mosul.